Hello everyone and welcome to this episode in the Student Union's Question Time series. My name is Josh and I'm talking to candidates running for positions in the upcoming SU elections. Today I'm here with Faizo, Parmeshwar and Yusuf who are running for the position of Anti-Racism Officer. Thank you so much guys for joining us. It's really great to have you here. So how this is going to work, I've got a collection of questions which I'm going to be asking to all candidates and ask them to come up with some brief responses to them. To make sure we'll get through everyone in the time, I'm going to be very strict, so please make sure you don't go over. But before that, candidates have also been asked to prepare a very brief opening statement. We'll go in alphabetical order. So Faizo, if you'd like to go first, you've got around 30 seconds.
Yeah. Okay. So my name is Faizo. I'm a second-year IR student running for Anti-Racism Officer. And if I'm elected, I plan on creating a safe space and community within LSE. I will facilitate anti-racism student activism on campus, provide support groups and focus groups to hear your experiences and what you want to happen, to create an open dialogue on campus that I think we're missing. I'm going to make sure that LSE has a more visible and effective punishment system and make it easier for you to report any case of racism. And this kind of transparency is essential, especially on such a diverse campus, and I think we're really missing that as well. And lastly, I'll work with our cultural societies and the SU to help organise social events, to explore different cultures and to go outside your comfort zone to make LSU not just a campus but a community. And yeah, if you want to see any of these changes happen or to see a collective effort against racism, make sure to vote for me. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much, Faizo. Next up, we have Parmeshwar.
Hi, I'm actually doing a master's in media communications and development at the moment, and I'm committed to fostering an environment free of racial discrimination and racial harassment. I have two major points I want to focus on. My first aim is to decolonize certain curriculums which are heavily influenced by European perspectives, and I want to do this by building an online platform where students have a say in proposing literature from their own backgrounds, and we pool it in and staff can have a look at it as well. My second focus is to make an online go-to platform, one platform where people can raise any concerns or suggestions or even events of microaggression on one online platform, and also that online platform will enable them to fix visual meetings with LSE support staff. And yes, I'm committed to make LSE and ensure LSE remains a safe space for everyone.
Thank you very much, Parmeshwar. And finally, we have Yusuf.
So I'm a second-year maths student. My approach to, well, I'm running for Anti-Racism Officer. My approach to tackling the requirements is, one, to ensure that we don't fall into we basically avoid it in the first place through awareness events, tackling the problem at the root, so people are, celebrating their different cultures, the multiculturalism, the wide diverse ethnic group that we have within LSE, and secondly, to create a support system for people that have experienced any sort of racial discrimination or anything that they don't particularly, well, it's not expected at LSE. So those are the two different sides. So I'll be hopefully working closely with culture societies, faith societies, basically places where it's very likely to have different sort of backgrounds and attack those. And yeah, I'm working on a project right now, hopefully, regarding racism around the coronavirus issues. That's been quite topical. So hopefully if you vote for me, that would be a reality.
Thank you very much, Yusuf. So for my first question, we're going to go back down the line. So we'll start with you again, Yusuf, and then we'll go back to Parmeshwar and Faizo. So my first question is about the SU in particular. What do you think that the SU is already doing well in terms of tackling racism? And what in particular do you think is the most important point of improvement that the SU should start with? We'll go straight back to you, Yusuf.
Oh, okay. In terms of, so I'll start with the positives first. Definitely, since I've been at since I started in first year, in the whole 2 years that I've been here, definitely the sense of community within the SU is very strong. There's almost like no barriers between people of different races, and I've personally never felt excluded because of my race. I'd say on top of that, throughout the time that I've been here, I've also not really known of systems of what to do if I ever was involved or had seen someone in a situation like that. So maybe that would probably be the best thing to improve on.
Thank you, Yusuf. Parmesh.
I think one of our greatest assets at LSE is the fact that we have such a huge international community. And the fact is that diversity is something we need to cherish. And the SU is doing that at the moment, but we don't have this one go-to platform to raise concerns in case one happens to be a victim of any sort. So I do want to improve on that by having one go-to platform which helps students raise their concerns, and in case they want to set up virtual meetings with staff or just with a peer network scheme, that should be an option for them, but that one platform should have it all the information.
Thank you, Parmesh. And Faisal.
Yeah, so I think they both touched on like a lot of good points, but I think what LSU is doing really well, and I guess the SU is doing really well, is like really fostering that sense of like community despite like the diversity, and like sort of embracing that diversity, which I've like in my last 2 years really enjoyed. And I found that when I go to these events, it's really it's not just like one particular group of people, like it's like very diverse. In terms of like what the SU could improve on, I don't think it's a massive issue, but I think maybe like transparency and like really making it clear that racism is essential and it is something that they're taking seriously. So I think I don't think it's not a priority, but I think like we need a reminder that just because there isn't like outward racism, that doesn't mean that people aren't suffering from it or don't feel excluded in any sort of sense. So, yeah.
Great, thank you so much, Faisal. So my next question is about the sort of approach that you will take to pushing the change forward that you've all talked about in your manifestos. So naturally, working with the SU and with the LSE can sometimes be a bit challenging, and people see it as quite, as sometimes a bit bureaucratic. So what sort of approach, will you be more cooperative or more confrontational in the way that you're going to push forward your policies? So we'll go back down the line. We'll start again with Faisal, if that's okay.
I think my approach will definitely be to be more cooperative than confrontational, because I think like I'm head of events for the ISOC, so I kind of like I'm aware of like the bureaucracy, and I think it's so much more effective when we have like a collective effort and we work together. And I think we have to sort of like appreciate the fact that the SU is dealing with a lot, and there are like so many different issues on campus to tackle. But I think we have to respect that and to actually make sure like these events that we're planning or like these sort of support groups or focus groups that I want to see happen is like to really sort of respect that we're all trying to collectively work on the same problem, and it's not me versus you sort of situation, and that yeah, just like really create that sort of like collective effort is what I really want to focus on. So yeah.
Thank you.
I think I will also be cooperative, because I do understand this is something we need to collectively work towards. It's a goal we need to collectively embrace. But at the same time, if the situation demands a confrontational stand, I will not be afraid to take it.
Thank you, Parmesh. And Yusuf?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with what Parmesh said. If the situation arises, confrontation is important, especially given the role. But definitely, just like Faisal, I was president of a society this year, and it was clear that when you have student backing, so on top of just being cooperative with the SU itself, if you have a wide number of students that are supporting the issue or have an issue to raise, the SU will definitely take it more seriously. So it creates an easier way to collaborate and to cooperate between the student body and the student union.
Thank you, Yusuf. As the next question, I want to find out a little bit more about yourselves. So what experience, if you could highlight sort of one main thing that you've done or you've participated in that will most help you if you are anti-racism officer, what will that be? Tell us about that. Let's start again with Yusuf.
Definitely, without doubt, the presidency that I've had this year for Bangladesh Society, we had even though the society was supposed to be for Bangladeshi students, we had an incredibly diverse set of members. People from Pakistan, we had Moroccan members, East African, just a wide student body, diverse student body. And that's just like a little reflection of what is represented throughout the university and across the rest of the entire university. And drawing on experiences from my presidency, that will definitely be the most valuable experience, given I've dealt with the student union and with students themselves on creating events in the first place for a diverse group of people, but also to make sure that everything is in place and everyone's concerns are being voiced.
Thank you, Yusuf. Parmesh, what's your most significant experience?
I was actually elected the International Student Officer at the University of Nottingham, in Nottingham, and that taught me a lot. So this has actually laid the foundation for this role if I get elected. I was catering to the needs of 32,000 international students, and they were from all the parts of Global North and the Global South, which was an interesting mix. And that's when I learned more about the intricacies of microaggression, the sort of harassment you face in class, even between like people who assume authority, and they may not essentially notice it. But yes, that role really taught me a lot.
Thank you, Parmeshwar. And Faisal?
Yeah, so I've had a lot of experience with campaigning before I came to university, but I think my main sort of experience would be my role in ISOC and really understanding the intersection between race and religion. And we've held a lot of sort of interfaith sort of events and whatnot to really build that sense of community. Sorry. And yeah, as my role, I've kind of helped to bring in people who aren't Muslim, who aren't familiar with it, to sort of make them feel that it's just because the name is sort of Islamic society, that doesn't stop you from coming in, taking part, learning what you want, and then leaving with whatever you want. And sort of freedom of sort of letting people come in and out of whatever they want, and to not feel afraid to step into a space that they might feel doesn't belong to them.
Thank you so much, Faisal. As one final question, if you could summarize your campaign and your candidacy in one phrase, other than your slogan, if you may or may not have a slogan, what would that one phrase be? I'll give you a second to think, and then we'll go back to Faisal.
So, if I could sum it up, my campaign into one phrase, it would probably be bring change and a collective effort on campus.
Great, thank you, Faisal. Parmeshwar?
Mine would be united we stand, divided we fall.
Thank you. And Yusuf?
I'll probably keep it simple. I'd say everyone belongs.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Faisal, Parmeshwar, and Yusuf. It's been really lovely having you, finding out all about yourselves and about your policies. A reminder to everyone watching that you can find all of our videos on the LSE's social media platforms to find out about all of the candidates running for every position. Otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, you guys, for participating, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for having me on.
Thank you.
Thank you.